Okay, Deutsch dry. This is a little bit last minute, but I wanted to go ahead and make a quick screencast because we're going to review grammar. I didn't plan to. I didn't want to. We still don't have to, so I'm going to make it a really short couple of lessons to get the concepts of nominative, accusative, and dative back in our head by going along with what the book wants us to do with additional dare words. So you can find this on 175, 176. What we're working on doing with this is what's called a declinational shift of demonstrated pronouns. This, every, and which. Those words are dieser, jeder, and welcher. And how they work is the same as der, die, and das. So if we have a traditional dare chart, it would follow the same pattern as this dieser, jeder, and welcher. But even just saying that can be a little bit confusing. Look at this table at the top of yours. And if you haven't opened this yet, it's back on the checklist. It's called welcher, jeder, dieser. Go ahead and make a copy and you can work on this with me. Dieser, dieses. So see where we're looking. Dieser, diese, dieses, diese. That's the same as der, die, das, and die. Down here where it goes to diesen, that would be like der going to Dane. And maybe we don't even remember why der went to Dane. But last year we worked on der going to dame when it's dative. So we learned the accusative and the dative already, and we even learned genitive already. But we haven't gone through and done any real practice of those changes because I'm trying to de-emphasize grammar, and this is just pure grammar stuff. Okay, so stick with me. Let's review what nominative. In a typical sentence, nominative is the subject, right? It is the subject of a sentence. The accusative is the direct object or follows an accusative preposition. Those are Dirk, für, gegen, ohne, And dative things could be aus, außer, bei, mit, nach, seit, von, zu, or the indirect object, right? Indirect object, I'll show you that in a sec, follows a dative prep or follows used with a dative verb. The main one we've seen is helfen. If I give help to you, you are dative. Ik helfe dir. Ik helfe meiner Mutter. If I help out my mom, she is dative because she is getting or receiving help. I'm going to put helfen here. So, ik kaufe meiner Mutter einen Hund. Let's look at this sentence. Ik kaufe meiner Mutter einen Hund. You ask yourself, who buys what for whom? The who is nominative. I'm buying. I'm the subject. The subject of the sentence is whoever is doing the verb. Ik kaufe. What do I buy? I'm not buying my mother. I'm buying a dog. Dog is accusative. It's the direct object. Here it's der Hund goes to einen Hund. That shows that we understand it's accusative and masculine. Mutter is feminine and it's minor. It's got that er ending because it's dative. Why is it dative? Because mom is getting the dog. Dative almost always implies getting or receiving something unless we're using a dative verb, and it might not have that in there. And we're going to apply this to words like welcher und dieser, and I'm also going to throw in some jeders in there too. Welcher means which, dieser means this. So let me show you how this would work. If I'm asking you, which film did you see? Which film did you see? I need the right form of welke, welk. I'm adding endings like er or an e or an es to the word, to welch. But how do I know what to do? Well, I already know that film is masculine because I'm telling you here. So we're either going to use welcher, welchen, welchem, or welches. We have 4 options, unfortunately. So let's think it through. Here we see do. And do tips us off that it's not nominative. It's going to be accusative. So that one, you guys, is welchen. How do I know? It's masculine and accusative. And here we see diesen. So if I'm using dieser, welcher, or jeder, they all get the same endings as diese up in this chart. Let's look at another one with Buch. It's das Buch. The book pleases me not at all. What's the subject of that? It's the book. Book here is nominative. So it's going to work just like das. This book, dieses Buch, gefällt mir gar nicht. All right, we're going to look at the next one. It's der Anzug. Wie steht Robert blank Anzug? How does Robert like the suit? Oh, who's the subject? Is it the suit or Robert? I don't know. Stehen means to stand, so, or to be on someone. Let's make a sentence out of it. Der Anzug steht Robert gut. Anzug in this question is going to be the subject. That one's super hard. But if we're asking how does this suit, we're either using which or this. I think this would be better. Let's go with dieser Anzug. That one's hard. This one's a little easier. We've got die Stadt, feminine. Here we've got do, so we know that the city isn't the nominative one. Could be accusative, could be dative. Oh, außer bei mit Nachzeit, bonzu. That means that Stadt is dative. And if we look at the chart, we've got feminine, dative, it says dieser. Von dieser Stadt sprichst du den, or von welcher Stadt sprichst du den? We're either saying from which city or from this city. That's another wrinkle to this problem. Makes it harder. I'm going to go from welcher. All right. Let's look at the plurals. We've got either E or N, or none of these are genitive, but it could be dieser. So let's see if this is dative at all. Which young people make great music, or these young people are making great music? Let's go with these, and it would be diese, because nothing about that makes it dative. I want to look down to here because it tells you which one to use. We don't have to think quite as hard. We're going to circle back to this on Monday. Du kennst ja, if we're going to say you know every girl, do you know every girl, using jed. We have to think about the word Mädchen. It's das Mädchen. Is it nominative, accusative, or dative? In this one, we've got do there. Do is nominative. If it weren't nominative, it'd be something else. It'd be dick or deer. So, sorry, I got to eat some lunch. It goes to jedes. How do we know? Up here, it's das Mädchen, so neutral. And it's not dative, so it's one of these two, nominative or accusative. It's accusative because we do's the subject. That's our direct object. How about number two? It's plural. I is our subject, so it's got to be either accusative or dative. It kann diese, dieses. It's either diese or diesen. It's diese if it's accusative, it's diesen if it's dative. I don't see anything really that sticks out as being dative, so it's going to be diese. For three, bluse is the subject. Bluse is also feminine. It's going to go to welche, because that's what happens when we match those up. Feminine, nominative, diese. Okay, I'm not going to do all the examples for this. I want to end by going through this and pointing out one thing we're doing as a group to jog our memory. I think it's going to take a while because we haven't done this in so long. But read the paragraph to yourself. Ich gehe sehr oft zu diesem Restaurant in der Stadt. Ich gehe mit meiner Familie. Ich bestelle immer das Wiener Schnitzel. Mein Vater bestellt den Bratwurst. Dieses Restaurant liegt auf der Hauptstraße. Wir gehen zum Restaurant 2-mal pro Monat. Jede Kellnerin kennt uns da. Das Restaurant ist nicht sehr teuer. Mein Vater bezahlt die Rechnung. Welches Restaurant ist dein Lieblingsrestaurant? So hopefully that's fairly comprehensible, but what I'm gonna ask students to do is take a second and tell me whether the things in highlights are nominative, accusative, or dative. So is ich nominative, accusative, or dative in the sentence Ich gehe sehr oft zu diesem Restaurant in der Stadt? Hopefully we're good on recognizing that's nominative. It's the subject. What about meiner Familie? Nominative, accusative, or dative? It's dative. Why? It's a mit. Außer bei mit. Nach Zeit von zu. Remember, mit makes that automatically dative. How about Wiener Schnitzel? Ich is here, so it's got to be either accusative or dative. Does anything about Wiener Schnitzel look dative? I don't know, maybe. But look, it's das. If it weren't dative, it'd be dame. If it were dative, it'd be dame. That's a good hint that it's accusative, the direct object. Mein Vater bestellt den Bratwurst. My dad orders the bratwurst. You can get a hint from Dane. It's not dative. Who orders the bratwurst? Dad. So dad is the subject. Bratwurst is accusative. Dieses Restaurant liegt auf der Hauptstraße. That's the subject. So nominative. Wir gehen zum Restaurant. Außer bei mit nach Zeit von zu. That one is dative because of zu. And then last one, jede Kellnerin. Every waitress knows us there. That looks to me like it's nominative. Okay, we'll come back to this. This is kind of a lot to try and take in, but I'm not going to have you fill anything in, but you should try the rest of these and see if you feel like you're doing them right. You can try the bookwork in your online textbook, 17, 18, 19, and 20, as well as 21. We're going to do some of those in class on Monday. Your online textbook will tell you if you're doing them right. So that's a good way to check. But get ready for another quick lesson on this because it is not easy. But the only way I'm going to quiz or test you over it is some basic multiple choice. We're not going to have this be a big focus. Okay, danke, tschüss.